The bracket was officially released Sunday with 68 teams set to compete. It should be exciting basketball. We're going to take a look at the West Regional. This region does feature a scary top four: North Carolina, Arizona, Baylor, and Alabama. But a team I'm looking at is number 11, New Mexico. Richard Pitino's squad likes to get out and run. Their style is run and gun, transition, and perimeter shooting. They play fast. It's a free-wheeling style of play that features a high number of field goal attempts, excellent guard play. Jalen House, Jamal Mashburn Jr., and Donovan Dent all average more than 14 points per game. I like New Mexico's guards and bigs. I got another team I got my eye on who I think can go far. St. Mary's, West Coast Conference champions. They're playing hot right now. Just came up 2 wins against Gonzaga this year. This is a great all-around team, and what they do better than your team is dominate the boards. The Gals are the best rebounding team in the country. The only worry with St. Mary's is that it has a tendency to have cold nights in the gym. So you don't necessarily always know which St. Mary's is showing up. But I think they can beat a 29-4 Grand Canyon team that played a weak schedule. Now Grand Canyon can play. Don't let that deceive you, because they can ball. It's going to be a fun matchup, no doubt about it. I actually think Grand Canyon match up against St. Mary's really well. The Lopes have length, depth, and they're top 20 in field goal defense, and they also average 80 points per game. They got guys who can play. St. Mary's in a nail biter. The 4 seed going to Spokane is Alabama, who I think is the biggest threat to your bracket. It's clearly a tournament team. We know what they're capable of. They've beaten some of the best teams in the country. And Nate Oates places a high emphasis on up-tempo offense and runs some of the best 5-out offenses in the nation. They push the pace. They space the floor. They're led by one of the most prolific backcourt players in the country in Mark Sears. And not many teams play with the speed and the tenacity of Alabama. But can I trust a team that's this reliant on three-pointers? It's a team that lives and dies by the three. Bama is coming in battle-tested, though. It lost its only quad 1 game to Florida Atlantic by 16 points, and it went 1-2 in quad 2 games. Their opponent is 13 seed Charleston, a team on a 12-game winning streak. The way these teams like to shoot it, this could be a shootout with very little defense. Don't let Alabama put up 80. The Crimson Tide are 30-0 when they put up 80 or more. The bottom half of the bracket is certainly scary. The real surprise could be the bottom half of the region, where we have number 11, New Mexico, who I talked about earlier, and number 7, Dayton. The analytics says Dayton is better on offense while Nevada is better on defense. Dayton, it's clearly a Cinderella team. I think this is going to be one of the great stories of March. Obviously, this Dayton team, let's talk about how stacked they are with shooters. Darren Holmes, the 6'10" forward, leads the offense. He works out of the high post and sets up teammates with handoffs and passes to guys cutting to the basket. And when he's cooking down low, it draws defenders, and that leaves guys like Kobe Brea, Kobe Elvis, and Nate Santos open. And Brea is ranked 4th in the nation in three-point shooting percentage. A lot of people describe Dayton as a bubble team. A 7 seed is not a bubble team. I'm sorry, they're not a bubble team. One of the best stories in this tournament is the next team I'm about to get into. Long Beach State, they like to call them. Dan Munson gets fired, then leads Long Beach to the Big West title and a tournament berth. What a story that is. It's clearly been a storybook run, but the book will finally close shut when they meet number 2 Arizona. The Wildcats are 7th in adjusted offensive efficiency, 12th in adjusted defensive efficiency. When we talk about this team, we talk about Arizona's offensive versatility, their gift of size. Arizona plays solid defense, and when Caleb Love is going good, the Wildcats are very, very tough to handle. And you know what I think about this region? That this is where we can see a few potential upsets and giant killers. Now here comes what I would describe as madness in March. You want madness, you will get it in this region. And part of the enjoyment of March Madness is the unpredictability and the underdog stories. And this year, I believe a handful of teams are lurking in the shadows, those cute little darlings who come out of nowhere to shake up the brackets.